Good morning. Today we are doing ring rows, 2 reps every minute on the minute for 10 minutes. So always relaxed in the bottom, creating tension through the shoulder blades, squeezing them back and down, and then pulling. If this is too heavy, elevated rows, add an angle, whatever angle you need to be able to fully contract and pull your hands all the way to your rib cage. Will be fine. So ring rows, of course, foundational pulling. And we want to get the full range of motion. So we want to adjust the intensity and the load to be able to perform that with specific focus on the shoulder blade retraction and depression. That means shoulders go back and shoulders go down because the shoulders are attached to the shoulder blades. On points of body tension, glutes active, hip open, scapula retracted, pull. I can release all the way and retract again. And I actually prefer this way because it allows me to get more practice, more action, and movement through the shoulder blades. This is, of course, pretty important for posture. If we're hanging on in front of a computer all day, phones, whatever, rounded upper back, opening up creates more space, looks better, feels better, more space to breathe. Inhale, exhale. It's a little annoying to me that I can't hang fully into the bottom because of the sandbag being in the way. Doesn't matter that much. Other points for the ring row. The ring row is the opposite of the push-up, which means the ring row is essentially a reverse plank as well. It's just that one arm or both arms are actually in front of the body. In terms of tempo, fast up, slow down. It's generally the way to go. Other thoughts on ring rows? Usually there will be a natural rotation of the hands or the rings to create more tension as we pull deeper. Just go with it. In terms of pulling position, wide, narrow, I would try to go narrow, but slightly wide will be fine as well for a bit more general strength. And in that case, thinking of rings at about 45 degrees, be a good cue to guide the elbows in a nearly 45-degree angle from the shoulder, instead of completely tight to the body or completely wide. Generally, I prefer narrow, just because I'm a basically schooled gymnast. That's not entirely true, but my physical education has been very focused on gymnastics. And for gymnastics, narrow pulling and narrow pushing is generally favored. Doesn't mean there's necessarily anything wrong with pulling wider, but it will be harder and will be less applicable to lats for musculature, and we'll move more into the medial shoulder. And of course, the musculature running that line of tension to the middle of the body, whereas closer will run more down. Making this more fluid and graceful. Hopefully that's the way it should feel like, coming naturally from the relaxed bottom position all the way to the top. But if you're a beginner, I would go slowly and reposition in the bottom. Allow the shoulder blades to protract and pull them back, and then work through the arms and shoulder to ensure the scapular retraction is emphasized. If we begin pulling with the arms and then try to retract the shoulder blades, well, the action is sort of wrong, because we're starting with the weak musculature or the small musculature and finishing with the large and strong. Other notes on body tension for the plank position. You don't need to be excessively arched here, but it's a good idea to just squeeze the butt, fully open the hip. And if it's a bit challenging to know exactly what is happening at all times, the tendency is to, when retracting the shoulder blades, also arch the back a little bit. If that is the case, we can move towards a more advanced full body tension reciprocal, meaning we contract both the back of the body and then we contract the front. So I squeeze my belly, pull my rib cage in, and at that point I'm pulling from both directions, the front and the back of the body, which creates more stability throughout the entire system, and it becomes once again like a plank that is very solid, and I can focus purely on pulling. And generally, this is the principle of irradiation, which means higher tension in the body radiates to the muscles used. So the more tension we create in the body, the more power we can output. Paul Chek has this saying, you can't fire a cannon from a canoe. Basically, you can have really strong legs, but if you have weak ankles, you won't be able to jump because you don't have a solid foundation. And this is true for the whole body. So the body is a two-way system. I'm outputting from my mind essentially through the nervous system. I want to create this action, and the body's sending back input. If the input is, well, this is not solid, it will limit the amount of output. So the more tension I can create, and let's be precise, the more stability that I can create. I don't want to create unnecessary tension. I just want to create enough stability for the body to move as a strong unit. I think that was 10 rounds. Because nothing is beeping in my ear. What I wanted to add today is a little yin practice. So yang, forceful power, yin, slow down. I'm just going to sit down in whatever comfortable position for me. I'm going to choose to get a little stretch for my soles by sitting on the heels. Try to stack my spine from the hip through the lumbar, thoracic, all the way through the cervical. That's low, mid, upper back, neck. Allow my shoulders to fall, arms to hang. Close my eyes. Start to observe my breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Feeling like a balloon filling up in my chest and belly. Maybe recognizing a slight elevating sensation as I inhale. Shifting my feet for more comfort and relaxation. Allowing the breath to be the center of my attention. Carrying me in through the nose, down through the throat, and into my lungs and chest area. Allowing the breath to flow naturally out as I exhale. Not trying to muffle or hide any noise that comes naturally. Feeling into any tension held throughout the rib cage, the trunk and torso. Not excessively forcing a massive inhale. Becoming aware of any sensations. Might be slight tension, a little hunger for air. Just allow yourself to breathe at whatever tempo feels right to you. Maybe you can hear or feel your heart pounding slightly faster than normal. And gently coming down. Do this for as long as you want. Until you start to feel more relaxed. Calm. Feeling the body sink with each exhale. Without collapsing, still strong, stable, and stacked throughout the spine and trunk. My name is Simon. I feel happy. I feel content. Today, I'm going to chill with my son. That is my primary task. If you're watching this on school, as always, copy my template in the comments. Add how this felt for you. Any questions or feedback. And if you're watching this anywhere else, a link for the community is in the bio. You're welcome. Have a nice day.